Hello and welcome to our YouTube channel Panama Visa and Invest. I'm Klaus Happ and today I have the pleasure to be in Boquete, the most popular mountain village in whole Panama with always spring temperature. Today I'm here with Liz.
Yes.
Hello Liz. This is from the developer Bern, one of the biggest developers in Panama. I've been so many times here in Boquete with my family because we really like mountains and spring temperature. What makes Boquete so special?
Thank you for having me today here in
pleasure.
very breezy Boquete.
It is breezy today.
People love this area because not just the climate, but also because we're in the mountains. So there's so many wonderful outdoor activities to do. There's hiking, whitewater rafting is nearby, there's coffee farms, flowers, butterflies. It's just a really beautiful place to be.
There are so many foreigners living here for many years. Why is it about this? For the foreigner, the place to be in Panama?
Yeah, I mean, it's incredible. There's 25,000 people in Boquete and 1/5 of them are foreigners. This area here in Boquete is one of the top places in the world to retire to. People are looking for like a peaceful place to be in a beautiful setting. They're also interested in a sense of community, and I feel because it's such a large expat community, it's really easy to make friends. There's a lot of activities to get involved in.
And even we have higher mountains here than in Germany because Volcan Baru, that we will see later, had about 3,500 meters of altitude. I mean, that's a lot. And you've been there, right?
I have. I mean, you can actually hike to the top of Volcan Baru and you can see the Pacific and the Caribbean, like the sun rising. It's really quite spectacular.
So about a year ago, you started construction of your new project development, Pino Alto, here in Boquete. Could you tell us a bit more about Pino Alto?
Absolutely. I mean, the project itself sits just 7 minutes from downtown Boquete, and it sits in the Boquete Country Club. So it's a gated community. Boquete Country Club pretty much has homes and a few townhouse projects. So this is really the first project by a large developer in Panama. Boquete isn't the type of place that leads itself more towards high-rise buildings. So Empresas Bern have built like over 160 projects, a lot of it being in the city, and this is the first time that they've branched out to the Boquete area. So this is a 4-story project. It's a small property. It's only going to have around 100 units in total. There's going to be 3 phases of around 34 apartments, and the property really leans itself towards people that want to have that, like, I want to live in a house type experience, but they don't want to have the hassle of doing all the gardening. You know, there's a rainy season here, so it does rain a lot of the year. You don't need to worry about doing anything. I mean, it's a condo in a house type experience.
And what you mentioned, we are here as well in a gated community. I mean,
That's
it's
right.
a huge gated community
Yep.
in the surroundings of the natures, and we already have villas and people living here
That's
constantly, right?
Yeah.
Could you tell us a little bit about the apartments you are going to offer? So how big are them? You mentioned about 100, so what size?
Yeah.
And what style will they be? And they are delivered furnished, right?
Yeah, that's right. So this particular project also has the license for short-term rentals. Many people move to Panama looking for like a plan B or to stay in Panama part-time. So there'll be on-site property management. So this particular developer has made sure that the building has the license for short-term rentals. So all of the apartments will come fully furnished. So there'll be 2 and 3 bedrooms. They range from 95 meters up to 145 meters. They, like I said, fully furnished, turnkey, rental ready.
And who will take care about the apartments? Means about the administration, maintenance, and to get tenants as well.
Yeah, okay, so Empresas Bern have a property management company called B, and B will be on site, looking after everything from the marketing the projects for rentals to the check-ins, check-outs. It's pretty much like a one-stop shop.
Cool. And Airbnb is allowed, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
And means the purchasers could use it by themselves, part-time of the year or constantly, and the rest of the year they could rent it out, right?
Yeah, that's right. And I think it's also important to keep in mind that Boquete is one of the top places in Panama to retire to.
Yeah,
and one of the biggest issues with this area is there's not a lot of inventory. And a lot of people do like to kind of rent before they buy, and there's just not enough properties up in Boquete to rent. I mean, I did a focus group meeting a little while back with about 30 realtors in the area, and that was their main complaint.
Yeah.
And this area also, I mean, according to Airbnb DNA stats, Boquete has actually got the highest nightly rate for rentals in all of Panama. So it's a great option for people that want to do short-term rentals or long-term rentals.
So let's talk a bit about the connectivity of Boquete Pino Alto. let's say, to Panama City. So
Yeah.
how far are we away and how to get here?
Okay, so one of the easiest ways to get up to Boquete is to fly into the town of David, also known as David, but pronounced David. So there's two airlines, Air Panama and Copa. They fly, there's around 6 flights a day, takes about 45 minutes. And then there's a 6-lane expressway to pretty much get from the airport all the way up to Boquete. So it takes about 45 minutes.
That's what we did yesterday.
Yeah, exactly.
And could you tell us a bit about what you get in Boquete, what activities in Boquete, what is Boquete offering you?
Okay, really it is a gastronomical hub of Panama. So there's tons of restaurants and a lot of the produce is organic and grown locally. I mean, the Boquete area really is the breadbasket of Panama. If you go into the supermarkets in Panama City, you'll find most of the produce is grown up here. So yeah, it's a dining experience. I mean, great wines and of course the coffee. I mean, some of the best coffee in the world is grown up here in Boquete.
I have always liked Boquete, as I mentioned it, for my family, and I was looking around for properties for our clients, but it's really the first time in Boquete that something like Pino Alto is going to be here, and it is a very well-known developer. I mean, this is a big partner.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, it's about time. Boquete really did need something like this. And the developer hasn't really cut corners in terms of the social areas either. I mean, you're going to have the heated jacuzzis, you're going to have fire pits. The project itself sits on a canyon, so there's also going to be hiking trails down into the canyon. There'll be a reading room, a restaurant on site, and there'll be also a cafe. So people really don't need to go into town. They'll have all their day-to-day amenities on site.
And the town is about, the village of Boquete is about 7 minutes ago, so we are very close to the village.
Yeah, and it's also just around the corner from San Francisco Plaza, which is just a couple of minute drive where you've got a little store, a couple of little restaurants, so you don't actually have to go all the way into town.
Could you tell us a bit about the price points? So where do you start? Because you have 2 apartment models, the 2 bedrooms and the 3 bedrooms, right?
Yeah, that's right. So the prices start at around $350,000 for the smaller units, which are 2 bedroom, 2 bathroom. And then the larger units, the 3 bedroom units, the prices start in the mid-5s.
And you started construction in January 2024. And when do you expect to get it delivered and finished?
The end of this year, the end of 2025.
Wow, that's soon.
Yeah, that's right. So that's the first phase. So all the common areas in the first phase will be completed by the end of the year. And then we'll roll out the next 2 phases.
And I know that you're going to offer a medicine center there. And I think a medical center here in Boquete in your apartment building is something very cool to have.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, the Boquete area is where a lot of people like to come to age in place. So we want to make sure that there's a nurses station so that if people do need help, they've got contact, they've got someone there on site that can call an ambulance or connect with one of the clinics nearby.
And where's the next hospital?
There's a hospital, there's a small clinic in Boquete, and then there's a large new hospital that's just opened up in David, which is 45 minutes from here.
So thanks, Liz, for all the information about Pino Alto and Boquete. And to all of you, if you have any questions about Panama, Boquete or Pino Alto, please feel free to contact me. I'm happy to help you.